there's never a bad day for me. Like, there's really not. I wake up every day feeling like so grateful to the point to where I can't even explain to you how grateful I feel. And gratitude is big, 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 big. Like, it's big. It's engraved in my heart. Because ready to give this talk at Jackson College in front of an entrepreneurship class. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hopefully this puts a fire in your heart.
This isn't easy, there's things you need to sacrifice. There's so much more than dope beats, and if you're rapping nice, music's forever, want this bumping in my afterlife. Rappers make a meal with the flow not even half as nice. I guess that's the game though, never gonna change bro. People hit me like you different, sorry you're the same ho. Changing up the same flow, you're right, I'm feeling different. They complain about the game, just work hard and quit your bitching, that's the mission. Visionary mindset coming through. Once I make it big, I got the whole team coming through.
The fact that I knew at a certain point in my life, which I'll get into, I knew that I can make an impact in such a small community. And you guys can do the same. And I'm here to just try to motivate you. And I think with the Q&A, like I said, that's going to be super, super important, because I'm not here to better myself. I'm here to better you guys and to give you guys advice and to help you. I mean, look, you guys are in an entrepreneurship class. Like, if I would have had this opportunity like you guys 4 or 5 years ago, I would have pounced on it. What separates us is the quality, consistency. So there's a couple of things. There's not just one. Quality, consistency, and honesty. That's what took us to the next level. We turn people down when they come into our store if we know it's not worth fixing. And sometimes the customers hate us for that. But they know it's out of the good of our heart. And when we say, you know what, your $350 phone that you paid for is not worth to fix because it's $275 to fix, they understand. And then they leave, they buy a new phone, but they come back and they'll get a case. They'll get a screen protector. We might have somebody come back in the store and say, you actually were honest with my aunt last week, and I need you to fix my phone screen. And then they'll leave us a really cool review. So those 3 things, for sure, definitely. That's what's taken us from here to here. Yep. Okay, so a couple things about this. There's a couple of things that how I feel about this. So I feel, for example, going back to, and I'm glad I gave you guys context, right, about how this all happened. When you are in a position and you are under a household with somebody who has gone through the same stuff as you, and you know they're in it with you because they've gone through the same stuff as you, it all goes back to passion again. It literally does. I can't stress this enough. They will do the things that you're doing because they care as much as you. Like my sister, for example. She cares about making this blow up, and she knows the potential. She knows the people that we've talked to. She knows the meetings that we've had. She knows the accounts that we've gotten. Shoot, she found out that we were going to be getting AT&T before I did because she was handling that. She handles that whole department. And I feel like when you surround yourself with family members who have the same goals and aspirations, it's a good mix. But when you surround yourself with family members who don't have the same goals and aspirations and who are only thinking about this, that's when stuff starts to hit the fan. And I would encourage every single one of you, if you're ever put into a position to where you're in a position to where a family member, let's say like you have a successful business and you get a family member that says, hey, I want you to hire me. It's like, hey, let's go back to the drawing board real fast. Let's look at it as a whole. How can you help me get to where I want to get? And how can I help you get to where you want to get to? Do you want to grow with the company? Like I had this conversation with my sister. Like, where do you want to be? We're walking into Staples one day, me and her. We had to go get some toner. And she literally stopped me and she goes, you know what? I go, what, Serena? She goes, I'm going to be president of this company one day. You guys don't even know how I felt when she told me that. Like, that is game changing. Like I said before, I mean, it's one of those things to where they either have it or they don't. I feel like you have to be good at reading a person, right? Like when I came in here, what did you say to the class? You said, I could just tell. Like you could just tell. It's a trade in energy. Like I believe in that stuff. Like it's literally a trade in energy when you think about that. And you either have it or you don't. It's like when you're watching sports, you're watching basketball, you're watching LeBron James. Like you can feel him. You can feel LeBron. You can feel these athletes that are super passionate about what they're doing. You can feel it through the television. You can feel it through your phone. It's all about having it or not having it, and it's about being able to read it really, really well. And not all of you are going to be able to do that in your time span, right? Like some of you will probably be in the position to where you might read a person the wrong way. Or you might think they were this, but they were not actually that, and they were something else. But that's your learning, right? You're going to learn. You're going to live and you're going to learn. So reading is a big one. You gotta know how to read people, and you gotta have that trait and energy. I really believe that.
To the life that you grew up into where you are right now, what defines you as a human being in the business world?
So basically, you're asking me.
It's like a one word that defines you today as a business person.
I could say that. I heard that, but I like to think. I like to think on a different level, and I would say one word to define me right now, from where I've come from, right, is going to be gratitude. Honestly, because if I'm just super, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss, but I'm just super fucking grateful. Like literally.
3 words. I
like yeah, you're right. But seriously though, like I'm just grateful. Like think about it. Like really think about this for a second. I can literally tell you a story of somebody who lives in the Bronx in New York that grew up even worse than I did. No mom, no dad. Maybe their aunt had to take them in. And they probably made it bigger than me at this point, right? Talking celebrities, people who are putting in the work, people who own businesses. And there's never a bad day for me. Like there's really not. I wake up every day feeling like so grateful to the point to where I can't even explain to you how grateful I feel. And gratitude is big, 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 big. Like it's big. It's engraved in my heart. Because if I'm grateful, then I'm going to be motivational. If I'm grateful for this, then I'm gonna want to push you because I'm grateful, so I'm gonna want to push you and motivate you, right? It all starts with gratitude. It does, truly. So I would say gratitude to answer your question. So that was the first time that I could have took it, but I didn't. And honestly, still to this day, I haven't taken any investments. Everything has been cash flow positive. I'm not saying one day that I'm not going to need it. It's just we're doing things the right way right now, and I don't want anybody to come in and change that just because of this. Because money talks, right? Like literally, when Zucks was offered, I think he was offered like $1.4 billion for Facebook. He said no to Yahoo. He said no. It's the same story. We've gotten plenty. We have people coming to the store, regular customers that own farms and that do millions of dollars with their crops that are in the local area that are like, let me know when you need somebody. I'm ready to write you a check. And it's not ready yet. It's not. So, does that answer your question? Okay.
I'm wondering, like, are you worried at all, like, in the future when you expand more and more stores? Are you worried that maybe you'll, like, lose some of that?
What do you mean?
Like, I'm saying, like, you expand too fast, or, like, you can't keep, like, the family mentality around, like, if you go...
I get where you're going. Okay, so the question is when we get to a point to where we reach our heights, how are we going to keep the culture? Okay, so let's look at some other big companies, for example. Google. Google's a perfect example. They're one of the largest companies in the world. They're doing billions of dollars in revenue every single year. They're not only in artificial intelligence, they're in VR, they're in software, they're in phones, they're in HomePods, and the culture that they build there is unmatchable. And I study like the CEOs. Like I will literally be up till 4 a.m. Like, no joke. Like, I did this a few days ago. Like, I probably get her anywhere between maybe 3 to 4 hours of sleep a day. They know. And I study the CEOs. I study where their roots are from. I watch interviews. I watch Good Morning America when they have a CEO come on. Like, I'm that dove in. Like, I'll even put it on Snapchat. If you follow me on Snapchat, you're going to see interviews all the time on there with CEOs. Because I'm so dove in, what I do is I take what they're doing and I just backbone off of it. And I know by doing that, if I do it correctly like they are, I'm not going to have any problems. Don't get me wrong, right? Like, I might, like, running a business it can be a lot. Like, I might go into work one day and Joe Smo over here that's working, he might not be doing 100% of his capacity, right? He might be at like 86% capacity, but at the same time, like, if I know the culture is there and he's not doing it, there's only so much I can do. Like, let's talk real. Like, I can't go over there and fix him to be 100 if he doesn't want to be.
Might be going on at home.
Yeah, like, let's really get deeper into that. Like, but I know, ready? I know I would rather have him do it at 86% than somebody that wasn't a referral that doesn't even want to be there do it at 56%. So I'm going to run into that. Don't get me wrong, but it's just making sure that no matter what happens with the business, every single day we install the culture to everybody. Yeah.
That's a winning organization. Right?
Exactly.
You got people who are passionate about going in.
It's culture. It's the culture. It's contagious. It's so contagious. It's like a disease, you guys.
Now, this is optional, but how many of you are really excited about getting up and going to work in the morning? Very few people on the planet are.
And you know what? The cool thing is I know we have to be that way, because if the work environment is that way, when we get referrals, we're only going to what? We're only going to attract the best talent. Right?
The best people want to work in your kind of work.
Exactly. We're going to be pulling people in that either have degrees, that don't have degrees, that are going to do the best of work for us, because they're not just a number. They have a name and they're a person. Gratitude. That's the biggest gratitude.
You don't step over them to get your own success.
No.
You're grateful for what they're doing.
I don't even like to say employees. Like, I hate that word. Partners. They're partners. The people that work for me, they're not employees, they're my partner. That's how I look at it. And if I can treat them that way, do I get a lot of work out of it? Do I get a lot of respect out of it? Do I get a lot of non-headaches out of it because they're handling the store? But yeah, gratitude. Just waking up every day and saying, you know what? I have no choice but to go out and make an impact in other people's lives. Why wake up and be sad? Like, remember, there's somebody out there there's like 100 person that lives in Saline that could have it worse than you waking up, right? Okay, you got to go to class today. So what? Gratitude. It's the biggest thing. That will take you far. Like, no doubt. Questions?
What's the biggest problem you run into since you started?
Like, technical wise or employee wise, like personal wise?
What do you think was the biggest problem that maybe put like a halt on things, or?
Apple's inability to let third-party repair happen. That was a roller coaster, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a
roller coaster. Talk about a roller coaster. Like we went up and we went down and we went up and we went down. But what kept us grounded was consistency. Like, for sure, consistency. Yeah. That's what keeps everybody grounded. Like I said, I do a lot of research on CEOs. Like, when Steve Jobs was at helm of Apple, and he was let go to start a company called Next, which was pretty successful. They did a lot of educational work. He ended up leaving, and he ended up implementing all of the culture that he embedded in Apple into Next. And they did really well because of that. So imagine if he would have left and it wouldn't have happened. Like, Next wouldn't have been where it was at. Like, Apple was struggling. Remember? They were going to hit bankruptcy. Like,
97.
Yep, 97. And that's when they had like too many projects. Like, they had like a little Palm Pilot you could hold in your hand, and then they didn't even know where they were going. And Steve was like, we're going to make a personal computer for the home. And that's all he cared about. It was one little idea, and then literally it got to the point to where Apple was like, Gil Emilio, the gentleman at the time who was at the helm of Apple in '97, came to Steve's house and was like, yo, what do we got to do to get you back at Apple? And Steve had to think about it, but that was his baby. He's the one who started it out of his garage. You know what I mean? So I know you know that story. It's amazing. So I really, really appreciate it. Hit me up on Facebook. I'll try to answer your questions. Like, seriously, I really care about helping people. And if you guys have any questions, email me, DM me. I will try to get back with you as soon as possible. Anything. So, thank you.
Crazy, I've been working till the day's end. Like, why you hating? I've been doing this for years straight. All 7 days, keep the practice till they fear Jay. That's on the way, flow is mean, but I may seem nice. Illuminated by the glow of all these street lights. I've been dreaming miles up while taking these flights. Leaving ones who had my back just never seem right. It's my fucking team, like I dot my eyes so no one will ever cross me. I'm getting checks like I'm in a game of hockey.